Good day and welcome to Afroculture Sports. It's your man, Freddie Dynamo, bringing you the most captivating bits, all the juiciest stuff in and around the world of sports. We'll go into this weekend's round of games, beginning with arguably the most competitive leagues amongst the top five, the English Premier League. Top of the pick, we have the Sky Blues, the Citizens, Manchester City, taking on the Toon Army, the Magpies, Newcastle United at the Etihad. It's going to be a mouth-watering fixture because the reverse fixture came off in November at the St. James Park, where the Magpies Newcastle United defeated the Citizens of Manchester City by 2-1. Harvey Barnes scoring a brace in the second half to secure the three maximum points for the Toon Army. At this game, it's going to be a very tough one for Newcastle because they have not been impressive of late. They only had a very big win against Karabakh in the UEFA Champions League, hitting the Azerbaijan side 6-1. Anthony Gordon scoring 4 goals in that game. So they'll come into this game very confident, but in the league, they were on a 4-game defeat. They had lost 4 games even before winning their previous game. For Manchester City, they come into this game very motivated because Arsenal Football Club drew at the Molineux against Wolverhampton Wanderers. The Gunners surrendered a 2-goal lead after going 2-0 up. The Gunners just threw away that 2-goal lead, only for Wolverhampton Wanderers to equalize. Very late on in the game, in the dying embers of the game, the Wolves, hit back at Arsenal very hard. So the game finished 2-2 at the Molineux. We'll begin with the game coming up at Etihad. Manchester City taking on Newcastle United. For the Magpies, they have both scored 37 and conceded the same number of goals, 37. So for the neutrals, it will be entertaining. But for Eddie Howe and his backroom staff, it will be exasperating because the Magpies have flattered to deceive in the 2025-2026 league season. We'll move away from the camp of the Citizens and focus on Arsenal Football Club. The North London derby comes up at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yes, North London derby. Arsenal Football Club will need this win at all costs because anything other than a win will give Manchester City the edge, especially if Manchester City, if they get the 3 maximum points against the Magpies, Newcastle United a day before the North London derby. For Arsenal Football Club, they need to go into the game believing that they can win because Tottenham Hotspur have been all over the place. They showed Thomas Frank, their former coach, the exit door. Igor Tudor, former Juventus manager, takes over the reins of the Lily Whites to be the first North London derby for the former Juventus manager. He takes on his first game as head coach of Tottenham Hotspur, and it didn't come in any easy game other than the North London derby against arch rivals or their fiercest rivals, Arsenal Football Club. So many mouth-watering fixtures, so many games to look forward to in the English Premier League. We'll move away from the English top flight and also focus on the Spanish La Liga. Real Madrid are now on top of the Spanish Primera Division after Football Club de Barcelona losing to Real Sociedad. Real Madrid, the Galacticos, the Los Merengues, the White Angels have won their last 5 games in all competitions. So they are now top of the Spanish La Liga, and Football Club de Barcelona trail the White Angels by 2 points. So the Los Blancos, they travel to El Sada to face Osasuna Football Club. For Football Club de Barcelona, they will also play at the new camp. Barcelona will need to get their loins because it's gotten to the business end of the season, and any drop in points would be very, very detrimental to the Catalan Giants' hopes of annexing the Spanish Primera Division trophy. So we'll move away from the Spanish top flight and also focus on the Italian Serie A. In the Italian top flight, so many games to look forward to. It's looking increasingly tough on top of the table. The Nerazzurris Inter Milan, they would play their game. Even before, we have Juventus at the Allianz Stadium coming up against Francesc Fabregas Como. Yes, Como are 6th on the Italian Serie A log. They've been very, very impressive this season. Many people are clamoring for the former Arsenal player, Cesc Fabregas, to take over from Arteta, who has flattered to deceive. He was leading the English Premier League table with 11 points. Now, Arsenal, the points are now only just 2. Manchester City trail Arsenal by 2 points, and going into that tough game against their North London rivals, Arsenal Football Club, it's not looking good for them if Arsenal have any hopes of annexing the coveted English Premier League trophy. So the likes of Emmanuel Petit and some other Arsenal legends are clamoring for Francesc Fabregas to replace Mikel Arteta as head coach of Arsenal Football Club. But even before then, he leads his side, Como Calcio, to the Allianz Stadium. They take on the old ladies, or the Bianconeri, Juventus Football Club at the Allianz Stadium. It's going to be a very tough game because Juventus themselves, yes, they want to finish the season on a high. Other games are coming up with the Nerazzurris, who are on top of the table, also playing in this weekend's game. One game that will be very interesting, Atalanta at the New Balance Stadium, they will come up against AS Roma. It will be a very, very tough game this weekend. So many games to look forward to this weekend. But top of the pick, if you ask me, Manchester City, where Ghanaian international Antoine Semenyo will play at the Etihad against the Toon Army, Newcastle United. Then the North London derby also coming up at the New Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where Arsenal make a short trip to the New Tottenham Stadium to take on their fiercest rivals, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. In the German Bundesliga, Bayern Munich, the Mannheimer Giants, or the Bavarian lads, they have also flattered to deceive in recent games. They've had mixed results, some wins, some losses here and there. But the likes of Borussia Dortmund, the Black and Yellows, also giving the Bavarian Giants a run for their money. Other teams like Bayer Leverkusen and other strong teams like Hoffenheim also want to make a strong case this weekend in the German Bundesliga. In the French Ligue 1, yes, French Ligue 1, Paris Saint-Germain, Les Parisiens, they are now second on the French league. Yes, they have also not been impressive of late. Even in the UEFA Champions League, they had to come from 2 goals down against AS Monaco. That game finishing 3-2 in favor of the Paris outfit. But for Monaco, Folarin Balogun also scored a brace against Les Parisiens. They will turn attentions to the French top flight, where Les Parisiens, Paris Saint-Germain, will need to get back to winning ways. The likes of Lens Football Club, the likes of Monaco are trying to give Les Parisiens a run for their money. Rennes Football Club, but big story for Africa, former Senegalese international and former Rennes manager Habib Beye has been appointed as head coach for Olympique Marseille. Yes, earlier in the week. So he will take on his first game as head coach of Olympique de Marseille this weekend. So we wish the former Senegalese international the best of luck. If he wins and if he strives, if he does well, other African coaches will also get the opportunity in top-notch European football. We are looking for the time that the likes of Desmond Offe, even Otto Addo, the current Black Stars coach, even after the World Cup, and let's say if he has, some 2 years of, splendid football with the Black Stars, let's expect that Borussia Dortmund, will give him an opportunity to get some, taste of German Bundesliga football. I'm waiting for the day, African coaches will get opportunity to play top-notch football in Europe. So, it's a wrap on the Afro Culture Sports, and it's your boy, Freddie Dynamo. I brought you at the weekends, wrap everything you needed to know, tidbits around the globe. As I've said, 2 games, which is top of the week. Arsenal Football Club traveling or making a short trip to the New Tottenham Stadium to face Tottenham Hotspur, and Newcastle United traveling to Manchester to face the citizens or the Sky Blues, Manchester City Football Club. Expect Antoine Semenyo to continue his good form and bang in some goals, even as Erling Haaland, gets ready to pass that late fitness test to play that game against the Magpies, Newcastle United. We'll get back to bring you all the results and everything you need to know. Same time and next week, we'll bring you everything you need to know around the world of sports. It's your boy once again, Freddie Dynamo, and I brought you Afro Culture Sports. Grr.